Welcome to today's deep dive. Imagine you spot a raging fire in a crowded building, right? You pull the fire alarm, call the fire department, and just wait for the trucks.
Which is what anyone would naturally do.
Right. But when they arrive, instead of putting out the fire, they actually arrest you for trespassing.
It's just a chilling scenario,
Mm.
and it perfectly captures the institutional paradox we're looking at today. We're sorting through threat intelligence reports, market analyses, and data from Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon to really understand a man who lived that exact nightmare.
Yeah. Our focus is Alberto Daniel Hill. He's a Uruguayan cybersecurity expert, and he turned this massive personal injustice into, well, a regional crusade for what he calls radical transparency.
He fights state and corporate secrecy, but not just with code. He uses this highly strategic multi-platform arsenal. I mean, books, live X spaces, podcasts, and surprisingly, original music.
Right. The songs are wild. We'll definitely get to that. But to understand why he relies on music and podcasts, we kind of have to look at the catalyst first. So back in 2017, Hill responsibly reported a catastrophic vulnerability at a medical provider.
And their administrative credentials were literally just admin for the username and admin for the password.
Oh, wow. That is like installing a state-of-the-art security door but leaving the master key permanently sitting in the lock.
Yeah, exactly. It left 200,000 patient records completely exposed. And you know what his reward for reporting this was? 8 months in prison.
Unbelievable. He became the target of Operation Bitcoins, right?
Yes. It was Uruguay's first ever prosecuted computer crime case. And surviving that prison stint completely shifted his philosophy. He realized that corporate non-disclosure agreements and state secrecy are just...
What he calls the protocol of silence, right?
Exactly. The protocol of silence. They're primarily tools used to protect institutional reputations, often at the direct expense of citizen safety.
So since the traditional quiet channels literally put him behind bars, I guess he realized his only protection was public visibility.
Yeah, that's why he didn't just write a technical blog. He built a multi-platform megaphone. He democratizes threat intelligence to make ignoring the truth impossible.
And the way he executes this across all these different platforms is fascinating, like his use of live X spaces.
Oh, right. Like in March 2026, when that hacking syndicate, the Cronus Mafia, declared cyber warfare on Argentina.
Yeah. Hill didn't just talk about the threat after the fact. He used a live audio room on X to actively monitor their communications.
He was publicly broadcasting their tactics in real time. It completely stripped away their element of surprise.
Which is brilliant. Then he takes those raw, real-time insights and expands on them through his Cyber Midnight Club podcast and in books, like his book, Log Into Hell.
But you know what really stands out in the YouTube data is the music.
Yes, I have to talk about this. He actually releases cumbia tracks about cybersecurity.
It's amazing.
Like, he has songs called The Flower of the Hacktivist and Cumbia de la Motosierra. It seems entirely unconventional for a serious cybersecurity expert.
Well, until you look at the strategy behind it, Cumbia music reaches everyday, working-class citizens who would just never voluntarily read a dry cybersecurity threat report.
That makes so much sense. He's turning popular culture into a mass awareness security tool.
Exactly. By operating across X spaces, podcasts, books, and those cumbia songs, he basically acts as a psychological CERT.
A computer emergency response team.
Right, for all of Latin America.
Yeah.
He bridges the gap between deep technical forensics and the general public.
It's an asymmetric digital dissident strategy, and the market analyses show it really works. I mean, it places him in the top 0.1 to 0.5% of cyber professionals globally for influence.
Yeah, he commands an estimated value between $180,000 to well over $350,000 US dollars annually.
But wait, let me push back for a second. If he's publicly broadcasting vulnerabilities on X Spaces, like when he did that live breakdown of the Antel Tuid breach.
The one handling biometric digital IDs for Uruguayan citizens, yeah.
Exactly. By doing that so publicly, isn't he just handing hackers a roadmap?
It's a really common concern.
Yeah.
But Hill argues that the bad actors, well, they already have the roadmap.
Interesting. So the public doesn't know, but the hackers do.
Precisely. He points to the security gap. That's that critical window of time between a breach occurring and a company finally admitting it.
Right. And during that gap, it's your credit card data and your medical records being actively traded.
While the compromised institution just focuses on PR and damage control. So his public broadcasts aren't for the hackers at all.
They're designed to force institutions to immediately revoke those compromised credentials before more of your data is harmed.
To Hill, the secrecy is the actual vulnerability. He proved that effective modern cybersecurity isn't just about configuring firewalls.
Right. It requires relentless public awareness across literally every medium available, from highly technical threat reports all the way to cumbia songs.
Exactly.
Which leaves us with this to think about. If governments and corporations default to a protocol of silence during a data breach, who is actually guarding your digital identity right now? And what happens to all our data if independent watchdogs look at the fire, look at the authorities waiting to arrest them, and decide that pulling the alarm just isn't worth the risk anymore?